Investigating people for business, work, relationship, etc. Chapter 1. Basic investigation/research. Basic investigation/research. A good investigator is curious and determined. It's not about the money as much as it is to accomplish the task, solve the puzzle so to speak. This is what motivates them, to get to the pure truth no matter what, to peel back the layer of surface superficials to see what lies underneath. You must have a skeptical, critical mind, analyze the situation from your own point of view, then try to see it as the other guy would. Try to imagine what he or she would do in a particular situation. How do they think? People try to hide information for one reason or another. Your job is to get to it. On the other hand, many people are sociable and like to talk. Your job is to find them and talk to them, but at the same time, separate the meaningful knowledge from the useless gossip. Keep your eyes open for little details that look out of place, then research them relentlessly. These sometimes give you the big leads. You have to have a framework of the system's structure or knowledge and information, all the way from the government's Freedom of Information Act procedures to public records. The first step in searching for someone, whether friend or foe, or to check out a lover, new friend, business acquaintance, corporation, or government office, is to find out as much as you can about him or her. The basic characteristics you're looking for are: physical characteristics, hair color, eye color, height/weight, tattoos, physical abnormalities, fingerprints, photograph/mugshot. General characteristics: full legal name, prior names, aliases, mother's maiden name, social security number, date of birth, current address, past addresses, driver's license number, vehicle/license plate, driving history, litigation history, criminal history, sex offender check, alien number, professional licenses, former/current employers, former/current neighbors, former/current spouses, former/current partners, former/current landlords. Educational verification. Go around and talk to people, friends, relatives, clergy, employers, etc. to learn as much as you can about these details. Always be nice to whomever you're dealing with. That's the golden rule. When somebody stonewalls you, use that as motivation to get to the bottom of whatever it is they're hiding. There are two streams of search/investigation. Physical, in the real world, talking to people and observing the environment. Computerized records, public, those available for a fee, and confidential records that are broken or hacked into. The most basic records are: birth, marriage, divorce, death, school, telephone books, telephone bills, real estate, tax records, property, income tax, etc. Bank accounts, credit card statements, credit reports, business licenses, stocks and bonds ownership, franchise records, lawsuits, criminal, civil, criminal records, passport holders, air travelers. Start your search by typing the person or organization's name into search engines. The truth is that for most people, whether you're trying to locate them or get a profile on them, you rarely have to go beyond your computer. If you're trying to locate someone, chances are they are paying a utility bill somewhere, have a telephone and a credit record. Learn to trace records yourself, over the internet and in the real world, rather than relying on clerks to do it. If you're trying to do a background check on someone, you can find out their criminal record, driving record, schools they attended, degrees they received, marital and divorce records, credit card statements, which reveal what types of things they buy, phone records, bank account statements, tax records, property ownership, organization member, and even library book usage in some cases. A technique some people use to find missing persons is to go to the big residential directories as listed below to maybe 5 or 10 years back to see if they can pick out any changes in an individual's address, marital status, career, etc., and from there, infer things to lead you to more leads. You could talk to the person's neighbors or former neighbors, employers, co-workers, ex-wives, etc. Don't forget newspapers for obituaries and other tidbits of info. Always follow the money. That's where all the action is. Check people's accounts and spending habits out, but also when you see large payments or unusual transactions, investigate it further. When investigating someone, check out their relatives, friends, and employees, and if a company name or two comes up several times in your search, check out the company too. It's doing things like this that sets you up to make those connections people try to hide, often trying to hide the money by laundering it into companies, bank accounts, or real estate put into the names of people close to them. Unlikely sources can provide valuable tips. This is what separates great investigators and journalists from average ones. Simply talking to people connected to your target in some way, either good or bad, in a sociable way for a few minutes is often enough for them to disclose something important. Most people are suspicious of strangers, but if you can disarm them by proving you're not a government agent, show them your PI ID or press ID, and talking friendly for a few minutes, you might be able to get some useful info. This is how the cool detectives do it on TV. They culture their sources. The great investigators develop a systematic, thorough way of conducting their investigations. After a while, they develop a seeming uncanny way of sniffing out leads, but in reality, it's a product of time-tested logic and experience. They're following the basic system they have developed, which tells them fact A leads to fact B, fact B means they do something that leads to fact C, and so on and so forth. When you're talking to people in the wrong, so to speak, and they agree to talk to you, part of that for them is to try to figure out how much you know. The more you know and the more you let them know you know, generally, the more they will fess up. You can play people off each other. If dude A tells you so much, you go to dude B and tell some truths, some half-lies, and use some silence to get this guy to spill as many beans as he can, then go back to A, tell him dude B said this, and wait for his rebuttal. You must culture a sense of trust with tipsters and reward them for helping you. Sometimes, if you can't get a break, going over all the material again may lead to a new insight you never saw before. You can't do all your investigating from a computer. Sometimes you have to get out there, look around, talk to people, and even follow them around. Most banks keep copies of checks as well daily account records for 20 years, so you could conceivably trace a paper trail that far back if you wanted to. If you're checking somebody out, you can call apartment managers and other colleagues of this person saying Mr. or Ms. X is a finalist in your interview for an executive with Corporation Y, and would they mind answering a few questions as a character check? People love to be on the inside track of something, which is why they often like to volunteer in Formarian. Tape recordings, both open and surreptitious, are good both to remember what was said and to back up your claims if need be. In the final analysis, it's the facts that count, not gossip or hearsay. You have to try to separate the two. You have to decide whether you're willing to break the law in your search and whether you'll invade someone's privacy to get what you want. You shouldn't slander or libel someone. Patience is one of the highest virtues in investigations. There are sophisticated eavesdropping and surveillance gadgets on the market that might help you. Cloakanddagger.com, HiddenOptics.com, Microcameras.com, SherlockKnows.com, Spybase.com, SpyOutlet.com, SpySite.com, SpyYard.com, 866-269-7007, SpyZone.com. Try hashtag 363.2 at your library. Get the following free catalogs which have books about looking for someone. Loompanics.com, brbpub.com, EdenPress.com, PaladinPress.com. City directories. Your local public library has a city directory which lists people by name, address and occupation. They also have a cross-reference for phone numbers. Check back for several years. Equifax POC, 800-275-7655, Equifax POC City Directory, has 4 categories. Alphabetical listing of all residents of a community. Alphabetical listing of businesses and professional firms. Alphabetical listing of streets with the names of residents at each address. A reverse directory listing of telephone numbers with the names and addresses of the residents attached to it. S. Brian Cole Directory. 800-283-2855. 800-376-09552, Spanish. Residential and Business Directories. Haynes & Co. 800-843-8452. Haynes.com. Reverse directory, look up name from phone number. They publish CRIS plus cross directories which list residents and businesses in most cities. Investigative Journalists Info. The major investigative journalism networks are as follows: bbc.co.uk, cbc.ca, cnn.com, pbs.org, becomeapi.com, bh.com. Butterworth Heinemann, 800-366-2665, books on security, surveillance, investigation, etc. fij.org, Fund for Investigative Journalism. home.hiyi.net/pvti/geo.html. iapsc.org, Association of Professional Security Consultants. ICSA.net, International Computer Security Association. igateway.com/mall/special/private. investigatorsanywhere.com. ire.org, 573-882-2042, Investigative Reporters and Editors. jaws.org, Journalism and Women Symposium. kimsoft.com/kim-spy. muckraker.org, 415-543-1200, Center for Investigative Reporting. pimagazine.com. pimall.com, Private Investigator Mall. romingerlegal.com/piasa.htm. vir.com/tilde-share/julian.htm, Investigative Journalism. Methods of search. 1. Try to find the following information on the person you're looking for. Name. Complete legal name, first, middle, and last, nicknames, aliases, maiden name, previous married name, etc. For many people, the name they use in day-to-day life may be a little different from the name on official records, like Tony vs. Anthony, Bob vs. Robert, middle name as first name, etc. Women may use a mix of their wedding and maiden names, i.e. Coena James. Check spelling. There are several books available that deal with alternative spellings for last names, or simply look in the phone book for alternatives. Official information. Date and place of birth, social security number, driver licenses held, physical features, height, weight, eye color, hair color, tattoos, scars, photographs, medical history, etc. Personal credit history and bankruptcy information. Criminal history. Military information. Service number, VA claim number, branch of service, dates of service, units or ships of posting, stints in Vietnam, Gulf, etc., rank, membership in the National Guard or vets organizations, etc. Names and addresses of relatives and friends. Employment information. Former employment, union membership, professional organization membership, contact information of employers and coworkers. Schools attended. Public school, college, vocational, etc. What studied, what degrees attained. Property ownership. Real estate, vehicles, guns, boats, etc. Registered in which state. Social interests. Church member, fraternity member, clubs, organizations, political affiliation, travel history, ownership of passport, foreign travel. Hobbies. Participation and/or licenses in things like hunting, flying, fishing, ham radio, etc. Lifestyle details. Alcoholic, hangs out in bars, helps people, likes country living, etc. What makes this person tick? You have to do your legwork, walk around and ask people nicely. If they want to know why you're looking, tell them something positive like he's a long-lost friend or relative, or that you're an insurance investigator and he has money coming to him. Divorced women sometimes pose a locating difficulty. When looking for such a woman, try to contact her ex-husband or her children. They usually know where she lives. Start your search with family and then expand it to more superficial contacts, even up to the paperboy. You can check out the following leads without much effort. Post office. Send an envelope to the last known address of the missing person, with your own in the upper left corner, and write on the envelope, "Do not forward." Address correction requested. If a forwarding address has been left, you will be notified of it. Superior Court docket. By writing to the court clerk in the county in which the subject was last known to reside, you can find out if the subject was involved in any legal proceedings. There will be a small fee for the search. Telephone records. You can check with the telephone company to find out if the missing person made any long-distance calls just prior to departure. You can check with the people called for any leads. Department of Motor Vehicles. Request that a search of the department's files be done for the missing person driver's license as well as his/her address. This is now not allowed in some states. There will be a fee for this service, and the missing person's full name and date of birth are required to conduct the search. Voter registration. Voter registration records are open to the public, and these records show name, address and date of registration. County recorder. The county recorder records all types of legal documents like marriage certificates and wills. A letter to this office may open up some leads. County assessor. This office is in charge of tax collection. If your subject owns any property, he will be listed with this office. City business license. If your subject owns a business, he will have his license on file with this office. Run a check on the name of the business and the subject's name. Fraternal associations. If the missing person is a member of any type of organization, a letter of inquiry to the local chapter can be helpful. Under certain conditions, the Social Security Office will assist in locating a missing person. You must send a letter stating your reason for wanting to find a person to the Social Security Administration, Baltimore, Maryland, ssa.gov. They do not assist insurance companies or bill collectors. In a nutshell, your major sources for searching are county courthouse, birth and death certificates, marriage and divorce records, tax liens, probate records, civil court index, marriage board of health statement, marriage license application, mortgages on property, wills, coroner records. County auditor, list of county employees and business records. County tax collector. County assessor of property. Criminal records. Criminal index in court. Police department records. Registrar of Voters/Board of Elections. Department of Motor Vehicles. Post office, forwarding address for 1 year after move for $1. Tax assessor/tax collector. Bureau of Vital Statistics, county and state. Reverse phone directories from phone company. Medical associations for doctors. Alumni offices of colleges and universities. Credit reporting bureaus. Traffic tickets. Divorce records. Voter registration. Bankruptcy records. Water supply, electric records. Business licenses. Building permits. Dog license, bike license. Phone books at the library. City directory, reverse directory. Secretary of State for Corporate Information. Trade organizations. Professional, trade and business licensing offices. School records, yearbooks. Methods of search 2. Next to the name, the social security number is the single most important piece of information around. If you don't know someone's SSN, the Social Security Administration won't give it to you, but there are ways to get it through other records. The federal government isn't allowed to release an individual's SSN because of the Privacy Act, but this doesn't apply to state and other local agencies. In general, you can use roundabout techniques to locate someone's SSN or pay a few bucks to do it for you. Try to find it in the following places: old checks, military records or ID, income tax returns, hospital records, bank statements, former employers, family members, school records, driver license files, investment certificates like stocks and bonds, voter registration files. The date of birth, DOB, is the next most important piece of information behind the name and SSN because it eliminates all other persons with similar names during the massive database searches. Search for it via the same methods as above. You can look for a person's address via the following places: real estate, property tax records, utility records, old telephone books, old city directories, professional licenses, voter registration records, churches, schools, etc., family, friends, etc. Even if it's an old address, it might help you out by going to the old neighborhood and asking neighbors and the family priest about where the person moved. Next, check the telephone books and city directory of where this person moved to. Finally, a good way to find someone is through someone that knows them. Get out and circulate. Go to the old hangouts, clubs, bars, his lawyer, doctor, stores he shopped at, mailman, restaurants he ate at, where he got his car fixed, wherever, anywhere where he may have talked casually to people and perhaps said something important about his current whereabouts or intentions. You may have to be suave, casual, and lie a little to get the information you want. Act like a good guy and an old friend or someone who has money for him from an inheritance. Bring a phony gift-wrapped present and act like a delivery person. Cable TV companies, banks, churches, etc. may forward letters to the person you're trying to contact if you're polite and make it seem like a positive personal thing, like you're looking for a long-lost friend. The telephone is very simple to use to search for someone. Dial 1 plus area code you want plus 555 1212. Ask for a number of the person you're looking for, then ask for the address. If it's unlisted, ask the operator to contact them and ask them to call you collect. MCI has an economical directory service costing 75 cents per call. Call 800 call info and they will allow you to look up 2 phone numbers during the one call. The county courthouse or administration building located in the county capital contains all kinds of records like property ownership, property tax, business license, legal cases, county vital statistics, hunting, fishing and boating licenses, public school records, voter registration records, and so on. Simply go to an atlas, find the capital city of the county you're interested in, big circle, then write a short letter to the county clerk for more information. Other sources are City Hall and public utilities. Much of this information is public domain, therefore available for you to look at. Libraries are good places for research. Some have genealogy departments for the local area. The major files are Ancestral File, Family History Library Catalog, International, Genealogical Index, Military Index, Social Security Death Index. There are good books there, particularly something like the Encyclopedia of Associations, which lists many associations and organizations in the country. They may also have a city directory which lists all the residents of the area in alphabetical order, and a crisscross directory which lists the residents by address, going up and down the streets. They have these for past years, so you can look someone up there if you know where they lived before. Old telephone books are good too. Other books are: The Biographic Register is an annual list of all civil service employees that could be found at your local library. You will find many of the Who's Who books, redref.com, at number 920 like Who's Who in America? Who's Who among Black Americans? Who's Who among Hispanic Americans? Some other ones are: American Medical Directory, American Men and Women of Science, Directory of American Scholars. Libraries also have things like voter registration records, newspapers on microfilm, real estate records and computer databases. Try putting an ad in a newspaper asking for information about who you're looking for in the business personals section. One way to deceptively get information is to get an 800 toll-free number, write a letter to the person you're looking for, to an old address or to a relative's address, telling them you have information about an inheritance. They call the 800 number, you get their number on your phone bill, look it up in a reverse directory and you're all set. Hire a private investigator. If you have an unusual or heartwarming story, try contacting the media like talk shows. Omni Graphics. Penobscot Building, Detroit, Michigan, 48226. 800-234-1340. OmniGraphics.com. National Directory of Addresses and Telephone Numbers, about $60. Basic Surveillance Info. The most basic bugging system is called hardwiring, simply a microphone with wires attached to it hidden in carpet or baseboard connected to another room where there's a long playing, 8 to 15 hours, recorder recording what's being said. Microphones are now pretty sophisticated, some as small as a human hair. Video surveillance cameras are just a little bit bigger than that and can be hidden in ordinary gadgets like a clock radio with a complete self-contained video recorder. Advanced bugging devices don't use wire. Such things as parabolic, shotgun or laser mics are handheld devices that can eavesdrop on people up to a mile away. The simplest bug I ever heard of was this guy who put a stereo in the living room of his house off in the corner and put a nice covering over it when not in use. His wife knew she was being bugged, but she couldn't figure out how he knew certain things about her. All he did was hide a microphone in one of the speakers and put a long play 8-hour tape in the tape recorder part of the stereo and recorded her every day. The most basic piece of surveillance equipment is a programmable scanner. Most cordless phones operate at 46 to 47 MHz. You can listen in on people for entertainment, but what the pies do is park in proximity to their mark and do a search. Scan on their scanners from 46 to 47 until they get a hit on his cordless phone, then they hide a little auto-recording device in the bushes near his house or leave it in a vacant parked car with a long playing tape and get all his phone calls. Some people buy scramblers to scramble their telephone calls, but there are decramblers on the market to descramble them. Telephone bugs are easy. There are automatic recording devices on the market which can be plugged into an extra telephone jack or spliced into the wires, red and green, and also plugged into a tape recorder which comes on automatically when the phone rings. Security and surveillance equipment. 2600.com, computer security. 1ESA.com, 937-644-2170, electronic services. aircept.com/products.asp, tracking devices in cars. armorholdings.com. audiostatation.com, 419-243-3000. broussardmirrors.com, security mirrors. counterspyshop.com. crimee.com, 800-835-1661. foroinc.com. firstwitness.com, 800-880-1521. forensicaudio.sleuth.net, 310-859-8755. geososecurity.com, 888-495-1250. gravers.com, security engraving equipment. guardian-tech.info, 877-242-7700. internetspyshop.com. colatel.com, 800-343-3000. 3358. Lock.com. lp.voicenet.com, 888-647-4373, disguise your voice. Mastervoice.com. netbook.net/isby. Pydalis.com, 972-960-2266. Radioshack.com. reddiamond-unif.com. redwap.com, crime scene equipment. rev-a-shelf.com, magnetic locks. safetyleague.com. schlegellock.com. securitycosmos.com. soldieroffortune.com, magazine. spectre.com. spooktech.com. spybase.com. spyoutlet.com. spytechagency.com, 310-657-6333. supercircuits.com, 800-335-9777. tapeenhancement.com, 877 tape expert, enhance grainy videotape. thespystore.com. tritsehusa.com. tyco.com. Social Security Number Allocations. Your Social Security Number, SSA.gov, is a unique identification. You are the only person who has that number. Your Social Security number is made up of three parts called the area, group, XX, and serial, X. First, the area has one of two meanings, depending on when you got your number. If you received your Social Security card before 1972, the area number shows what state you applied for your card in. If you received your Social Security card after 1972, the area number shows the state you resided in at the time you applied. Here is a list of the number combinations and their corresponding states. The first three numbers of a Social Security number indicate state of issuance. Alabama, 416 to 424. Alaska, 574. Arizona, 526 to 527, 600 to 601. Arkansas, 429 to 432, 676 to 679. California, 545 to 573, 602 to 626. Colorado, 521 to 524, 650 to 653. Connecticut, 040-049. D.C., City of Washington, 577 to 579. Delaware, 221 to 222. Florida, 261 to 267, 589 to 595. Georgia, 252 to 260, 667 to 675. Hawaii, 575 to 576, 750 to 751. Idaho, 518 to 519. Illinois, 318 to 361. Indiana, 303 to 317. Iowa, 478 to 485. Kansas, 509 to 515. Kentucky, 400 to 407. Louisiana, 433 to 439, 659 to 665. Maine, 004-007. Maryland, 212 to 220. Massachusetts, 010-034. Michigan, 362 to 386. Minnesota, 468 to 477. Mississippi, 4,255 to 428, 587 to 588, 752 to 755. Missouri, 486 to 500. Montana, 516 to 517. Nebraska, 505 to 508. Nevada, 530, 680. New Hampshire, 001-003. New Jersey, 135 to 158. New Mexico, 525, 585, 648 to 649. New York, 050-134. North Carolina, 237 to 246, 681 to 690. North Dakota, 501 to 502. Ohio, 268 to 302. Oklahoma, 440 to 448. Oregon, 540 to 544. Pennsylvania, 159 to 211. Rhode Island, 035-039. South Carolina, 247 to 251, 654 to 658. South Dakota, 503 to 504. Tennessee, 408 to 415, 756 to 763. Texas, 449 to 467, 627 to 645. Utah, 5,528 to 529. 646 to 647. Vermont, 008-009. Virginia, 223 to 231, 691 to 699. Washington, 531 to 539. West Virginia, 232 to 236. Wisconsin, 387 to 399. Wyoming, 520. American Samoa, Guam, other Pacific territories, 586. Puerto Rico, 580 to 584, 596 to 599. Virgin Islands, 580. Southeast Asian refugees 475 to 1179. Not now used, 729 to 799. Arranged chronologically by number, the categories are as follows. 001-003, New Hampshire. 004-007, Maine. 008-009, Vermont. 010-034, Massachusetts. 035-039, Rhode Island. 040-049, Connecticut. 050-134, New York. 135 to 158, New Jersey. 159 to 211, Pennsylvania. 212 to 220, Maryland. 221 to 222, Delaware. 223 to 231, Virginia. 232 to 236, West Virginia. 232, North Carolina. 237 to 246, North Carolina. 247 to 251, South Carolina. 252 to 260, Georgia. 261 to 267, Florida. 268 to 302, Ohio. 303 to 317, Indiana. 318 to 361, Illinois. 362 to 386, Michigan. 387 to 399, Wisconsin. 400 to 407, Kentucky. 408 to 415, Tennessee. 416 to 424, Alabama. 425 to 428, Mississippi. 429 to 432, Arkansas. 433 to 439, Louisiana. 440 to 448, Oklahoma. 449 to 467, Texas. 468 to 477, Minnesota. 478 to 485, Iowa. 486 to 500, Missouri. 501 to 502, North Dakota. 503 to 504, South Dakota. 505 to 508, Nebraska. 509 to 515, Kansas. 516 to 517, Montana. 518 to 519, Idaho. 520, Wyoming. 521 to 524, Colorado. 525, New Mexico. 526 to 527, Arizona. 528 to 529, Utah. 530, Nevada. 531 to 539, Washington. 540 to 544, Oregon. 545 to 573, California. 574, Alaska. 575 to 576, Hawaii. 577 to 579, District of Columbia. 580, Virgin Islands. 580 to 584, Puerto Rico. 585, New Mexico. 586, Guam. 586, American Samoa. 586, Philippine Islands. 587 to 588, Mississippi. 589 to 595, Florida. 596 to 599, Puerto Rico. 600 to 601, Arizona. 602 to 626, California. 627 to 645, Texas. 646 to 647, Utah. 648 to 649, New Mexico. 650 to 653, Colorado. 654 to 658, South Carolina. 659 to 665, Louisiana. 666, not issued. 667 to 675, Georgia. 676 to 679, Arkansas. 680, Nevada. 681 to 699, not issued. 700 to 728, railroad retirement. 729 to 763, not issued. 764 to 765, Arizona. 766 to 772, Florida. 773 to 999, not issued. For the latest information on the highest number issued subsets of Social Security numbers, go to ssa.gov/FOIA/high group. 900 to 999 were used when state aid to the aged, blind and disabled was converted to federal programs administered by the Social Security Association, not valid Social Security numbers. Now for a brief description of how the middle two digits move. When a number is first put into use, like 602, ca, it starts on 01 then goes to 03, 05, 07, 09, then changes to 10, and goes up all even number until 98 where it starts over at 02, 04, 06, 08 then 11 on up all odd. 00 is never used. You will see that some states have more than one group of numbers. This is because their original group of numbers became exhausted. The group, XX, has no meaning other than to determine whether or not a number has been assigned. This is important to know, if you want to use Social Security numbers as identification for your customers. Here's how you should use this information. Every month, the Social Security Association publishes a list of the highest group assigned for each area. The order of assignment is odd numbers under 10, even numbers over 9, even numbers under 9, except for 00, which is not used, and odd numbers over 10. So, for example, if the highest group assigned for area 999 is 72, then a customer who gives you the Social Security number 999-04-1234 is a fraud, because even groups under 9 have not yet been assigned. The serial, X, portion has no meaning and is not assigned in strict numerical order. 0000 is never used. Railroad retirement numbers, 700 to 728, were no longer issued after July 1, 1963. There is now a third taxpayer identification numbering system, called TIPI, Taxpayer Identification Number. These numbers are issued by the IRS to parties who may have a federal tax liability, but who are not eligible for a Social Security number or a federal employment identification number. TIPIs begin with the number 9, and are otherwise in the same configuration as Social Security numbers. 9XXXXX. To summarize, the first three numbers is the area number, identifying the state where the number was issued. The two middle numbers is the group number, identifying when the number was issued in a certain state. The last four numbers is the serial number, issued chronologically as the SSNs are assigned in each state. cpsr.org/cpsr/privacy/ssn/ssn.structure.html, Computer Professionals for Social Responsibility SSN Structure FAQ. sao.state.tx.us/resources/tools/ssn.cfm, verifies whether a certain number is a real SSN number that has been issued or not. ssa.gov/foia/high group, current highest numbers issued. Credit reporting agencies. The easiest way to find someone's address is through one of the major credit reporting bureaus. A private citizen is not allowed to use them, but a private investigator or locator service can usually do it for you at about $40 per search. Between the major credit reporting companies, they have over 300 million names in their database. If you know someone who works for a collection agency, real estate broker, car salesman, an apartment manager, owner of a large business or a large alumni organization, they usually have access to these services as part of a flat membership fee, so they might be able to do a search for you free as a favor or charge you a few bucks for it. Or simply find a local collection agency, explain that you are looking for someone's address and not interested in the credit history, and they might do a check for just a few bucks for you. These systems can work by name and Social Security number, name and date of birth, name and former address, name and telephone number, name only. They usually work pretty good to give you a current address. If it's an unusual last name and that's all you have, you might get back names of relatives who know who you're looking for. ncrinc.org, Credit Reporting Association. Associated Credit Bureaus. POB 218,300. Houston, Texas 77218. 713-492-8155. Trade organization, they can refer you to a local credit reporting agency or process your complaint against one. Creditcom 10400 Education Center. Number 400. Fairfax, Virginia 22030. 800-777-9700. They are a kind of clearinghouse offering you a profile from the three major reporting agencies, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion for about $33. AboutChecking.com, reports on people who have had their bank accounts closed for writing bad checks. AnnualCreditReport.com. Avert.com, 800-367-5933, credit, workers' comp, etc. BusinessIrredetusa.com, business credit reports. CFAX.com. Continefo.com, 800-754-0009, legal, tax liens, credit, criminal, tenant history. CreditInfoCenter.com. CreditPage.com, for $8, download your credit report instantly. Credit-report-net.com. CreditReports.com. CreditRiskMonitor.com. Equifax.com, 888-202-4025. Experian.com, 888-397-3742, credit, other databases like bankruptcy, UCC. Experian.com/personal. Fidelifax.com, 800-678-0007. FreeCreditReport.com, 800-220-2626. GradenInt.com/aboutgra.htm, worldwide credit reports. iCreditReport.com. iPlace.com, credit, real estate. MErchantsFLA.com, 800-226-4483, court records, credit, criminal, tenant, etc., Florida and national. MyFICO.com, see your credit score. NIB.com, 800-537-5528. OneCreditSource.com, 800-955-1356, credit, criminal. Owens.com, 800-745-4656. QSpace.com. ResearchInc.net, 800-654-4936, credit, criminal, tenant history. CFAX.com, 800-777-3533. Telebase.com, 800-220-4664, business, credit, trademark. TENStarCorporation.com, 800-960-2214, everything, even credit and tenant history. TransUnion.com, 800-888-4213. TrueCredit.com. TRWEB Credit Reports Free.com, 800-392-1122. Tuesdays.com, 800-853-3228, Employment Screening, does credit, criminal, driver's records and worker compensation claim records. WDA.com, 800-374-1400. Chapter 2. Investigating People Guide. Investigate someone's academic credentials. For the public at large or people in business, it only takes a few minutes to check a person's professional qualifications through their professional organization, like the American Bar Association, American Medical Association, American Dental Association, who will not admit anyone without a degree from an accredited institution. If you're a human resources worker who hires people or the manager of a small company who hires people yourself, I would suggest you immediately check the credentials of all employees in sensitive positions and from here on in, personally verify the academic credentials of all prospective employees. If they would lie about this, they could create a lot more damage. If you're an executive/recruiting firm/headhunter, you had better check on the credentials of your clients, otherwise you could be charged criminally and civilly for providing companies with people with fake degrees. Some of the things you can do to foolproof yourself from hiring or dealing with someone with a fake degree are as follows. Hire a legitimate degree evaluation service. If you sense evasion, hire a private detective. Do a search engine search of the person's name and the name of the academic institution. Go to chia.org and some other academic websites, including ones that list fake/unaccredited colleges and universities, to further check on this academic institution if you're having a hard time finding it on lists of accredited colleges and universities. Professional credential verification services. There are private degree checking services out there. You present them with the name of a school and name of an individual. For $50 or so, they check to see if it's a real school accredited by a government-sanctioned accrediting agency and get a transcript of all courses the individual took there. Be wary of phony degree checking services advertising on the internet. Anyone can set up a website and tell their clients anything they want or what they want for a fee, even if it's not the truth. AACRAO.org, American Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers. NACES.org, National Association of Credential Evaluation Services. PrometheusBooks.com, book about diploma mills, tells employers how to deal with employees with fake degrees. ECNext.com. InvestigationNet.com, Manta.com, PCVS.net, USDATalink.com/311_overview.htm, US Investigations Services. Biography websites. There are Who's Who books at the library, #920-#929, Who's Who Publications.com, that give biographies of the current leaders in various fields in the world. There are also some websites that don't just cover people who are dead but people currently alive and working that might help you get the job you want. For lots of biographies, go to wikipedia.org. Either a lot of people put their own biographies up in the third person, he or she, or their friends do. Search people's names on search engines. Biography goes from #920-#929 at the library. Who's Who Publications.com, HumanZArchEngine.com, Bios.net, CompanyRichList.com, mail and phone lists of wealthy people. People-Finder.i8.com, asu.edu/lib/noble/ip/famous.htm, soar-wbi.de, World Biographical Index, AMillionLives.com, biography. Askurti.com, a database about American artists. biblio.2-bs.de/wbi_n. Biography.com. Learn-about-people.com. Biography-center.com. infoplease.com/spot/bhm1.html, African American biographies. oyaawards.com, Outstanding Americans. Profiles.nlm.nih.gov/bb, Scientists. Publicfigure.com, The Most Famous People s9.com/biography, Biography Dictionary. Who2.com, Biography Resource. Worldofbiography.com. xrefer.com, Reference Search Engine, Collection of Bios. cbs2chicago.com/bios. briefbio.com. 199.8.200.90:591 IB Overview. AMillionLives.com. biblio.2-bs.de/wbi_n. Biography.com. Biography-center.com. buscabiografías.com, Spanish language biography site, world leaders, etc. s9.com/biography, Biography Dictionary. News alerts to do research. Go to news alert websites that send you news articles that have articles with the keywords in them that you specified. If you want to do research on any person, simply make the name you're interested your keyword search item. customscoop.com, cyberalert.com, dialogue.com, eurekalert.org, ewatch.com, factiva.com. google.com/news alerts, nuo.com/news, newsalert.com, newsbank.com, tracerlock.com. Find a doctor website /find healthcare websites. Findphysician.com/.html. Find-physician.com/alabama.html. Find-physician.com/florida.html. Find-physician.com/texas.html. xdaps.ama-association.org/doctor-finder, AMA Physician Select, Online Doctor Finder. docboard.org/docfinder.html, DocFinder. Administrators in Medicine. Medicare.gov/find-a-doctor/provider-search.aspx, Medicare, Physician Compare. Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. ahrq.gov/consumer/qnt/qntquick.htm, your guide to choosing quality health care. Redref.com, Who's Who Doctor Books. Searchpoint.com, Physician Profiles. surgonc.org, 847-427-1400, Society of Surgical Oncologists. Tehihialdhopages.com, nationwide database of physicians, dentists, and other health-related professionals. usnews.com, annual issue of Best Hospitals. webdental.com, database of practicing dentists. 1800calldoc.com. aao.org/aabl/fndemd/index.cfm, eye doctors. aaos.org, American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons. abim.org/dp/apps/physicaldir.htms, 800-441-2246, American Board of Internal Medicine. abms.org, 866 ASCOBMS, Board of Medical Specialties. abms.org, American Board of Medical Specialties. Use this resource to determine if a physician is board certified and in which field. aha.org. allpages.com. nationalhealthatist.com/experts.htm. findlocaldoctor.com. amaassociation.org/aps/amaji.htm, Doctor Finder. ama-association.org, 312-464-5000, go to the AMA Physician Select database. ama-association.org, American Medical Association. ama-association.org/aps/amaji.htm. ama-association.org/aps/amaji.htm, AMA Physician Select. americanairambulance.com/air_ambulance_assistance.html, the names of local doctors, list of air ambulance services, health information for cities worldwide. bestdoctors.com. bookhubdoctors.com, find doctor ratings and reviews for acupuncturists, chiropractors, plastic surgeons, family doctors, and more. caladocetour.net. castleconnolly.com/doctors, top doctors search. choicetrust.com, basic information on dentists and chiropractors. cms.gov/center/provider-type/physician-center.html $?center/center/physician.asp, Medicare fee-for-service physicians. cpso.on.ca/doctor_search/dr_srchhmhtm, the Canadian College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario, Doctor Database. crittenden.com/find-a-doctor/doctor-information, 888-904-4325. ctsnet.org, click on members for a list of cardiothoracic surgeons. cyberdocs.com. dexnose.com. disabled-world.com/medical/rehabilitation/doctor-check.php. docboard.org, a health professional licensing database provided by the Association of State Medical Board Executive Directors and Administrators in Medicine. allbusiness.com/health-care/health-care-professionals-physicians-surgeons. docboard.org/docfinder.html, docfinder. docfinder.com. docfinderplus.com. docguide.com. docinfo.org. doxhop.com. doxhop.com. docsonline.com, docsonline, locate a dentist, physician, or hospital. doctor.com, find, compare and connect with doctors. Read ratings and reviews from other patients. doctor.hospital.com. doctor.webmd.com. doctordirectory.com. biz.yahoo.com/p/527 coname.html, medical practitioners industry. doctordirectory.com, directory of U.S. physicians, hospitals, and other U.S.-based healthcare services. doctordirectory.com, doctor directory. doctorinformation.com. doctorinformationsite.com. doctorline.com. doctorpage.com, links to doctors and physicians' websites. doctorslookup.com. doctors-worldwide.com. obgyn.net/women/women.asp page =find doc. doh.state.fl.us/planning_eval/vital_statistics/physician_information_main_page.html, find a doctor in Florida. ecommunity.com. emdrportal.com/find-doctor.html. 800-the-eagle.com. ethnicphysicians.org, network of ethnic physician organizations. xtaps.ama-association.org/doctorfinder/home.jsp. facs.org/public_info/yourhealth/acp.html, list of approved hospitals. findadoctor.com. findmysurgeon.com. findthedoctors.info. floridamalpractice.com/linksdoctor.htm. fmcfsme.com/doctor_info.php, find a doctor. fsmb.org, 817-868-4000, Federation of State Medical Boards. health.ny.gov/professionals/doctors/conduct, a listing of all physicians, physician assistants, and specialist assistants who have been disciplined since 1994 in NICE. health.state.ny.us, New York. healthcarechoices.org, health advocates. healthfinder.gov, healthfinder. healthfinder.org/smartchoices/qualitycare/provider.htm. healthgrades.com, grades the performance of hospitals, physicians, health plans, nursing homes and other healthcare providers in the United States. healthgrades.com, helps you select quality providers of medical care. Info on over 5,000 hospitals, 600,000 physicians, and many health plans. healthgrades.com/find-a-doctor. healthgrades.com/local-doctors-directory. healthgrades.com/local-doctors-directory/by-specialty. healthprofs.com. healthprofs.com. healthprofs.com, find a health professional by zip code and specialty. info.com/doctor-physician. insidurpages.com. lebanesedoctors.com. listings-doctor.com. listings-doctor.com. livestrong.com/business, doctor, pharmacist, dentist, etc. localplane.com. locatadoc.com. doctor.webmd.com/physician_finder. locatadoc.com, find doctors in your area for plastic surgery, breast implants, breast augmentation, tummy tuck, LASIK, liposuction and hair restoration. Locate a dentist for cosmetic surgery, crowns, bridges, dental implants and veneers for dentistry. marqueewho'swho.com, book of doctors. mbc.ca.gov/consumer/choose_doctor.html. The Medical Board of California is the state agency that licenses medical doctors, investigates complaints, disciplines those who violate the law. mdnationwide.org. mdnationwide.org/doctorscredentials.php. meddoctor.com, medical doctors online. meddoctor.com provides a free service enabling people to find the ideal healthcare provider. medical-doctor-online.com. medicaldoctors.us.com. medical-malpractice-lawyers-attorneys.com/investigate_doctor.html. medicare.gov/find-a-doctor. medlem.jub2.dk/lbtfogn/longevity-doctors-worldwide.html, longevity doctors worldwide. medzeek.com/areaser.stm. mydoctordirectory.com. nal.usda.gov/ric/rural-res/health.htm, health resources online. naturopathic.org, American Association of Naturopathic Physicians. nlm.nih.gov/medlane+/go-local/index.html, Go Local, a service to help you locate health professionals in your local area. nutritionist.healthprofs.com. newyorkdoctorprofile.com, New York. newyorkmag.com/bestdoctors, top doctors in New York. openlist.com. physician.info. physician-information.com. profiles.ehs.state.ma.us/profiles/pages/findaphysician.aspx, Massachusetts. publiccitizen.org. quackwatch.com. quackwatch.org. questionabledoctors.org. ratemds.com, several countries. readrep.com, Who's Who Doctor Books. revolutionhealth.com/browse-doctors, by specialty. revolutionhealth.com/browse-hospitals. scottsdirectories.com/physicians, physicians database medical directory. scripps.org/physician/find, the Scripps Health Doctor Finder. specialistinfo.com. spineuniverse.com/print.php/article1663.html, list of spine and back doctors. surgery.org. surgonc.org, 847-427-1400, Society of Surgical Oncologists. thedoctorforyou.com. thedoctorlocator.com. tiahihialdhopages.com, nationwide database of physicians, dentists, and other health-related professionals. tiahihialdhopages.com/index.html. thephysiciansdirectory.com. doctorsworldwide.org. youcomparehealthcare.com, find, research and compare information on doctors, hospitals, nursing homes, mammography centers, and fertility centers. youcomparehealthcare.com/physicians_start.html. usahealthcare.org. usembassy.gov, has lists of doctors in different countries. usnews.com, annual issue of best hospitals. vitals.com, compare and research doctors for free. vitals.com, find a doctor and book an appointment online. Free access to 2 million doctor reviews and ratings. vitals.com, find doctors and their background. webapps.ama-association.org/doctorfinder. webctour.com. wellness.com/find/doctor, find a doctor in your area. Doctor reviews. exoova.com, the online medical services marketplace. yourmd.com. docshop.com. certifieddoctor.org. certifieddoctor.org/verify.html. certifieddoctor.com. 800-776-2378. 800-733-2267. Operated by the American Board of Medical Specialties, abms.org/certs, so you can see if a doctor is board certified. The American Board of Medical Specialties. 1007 Church Street, Evanston, Illinois 60201. 847-491-9091. 800-776-2378. CertifiedDoctor.org. abms.org, 866 Askabms. American Medical Association. 515 North State Street, Chicago, Illinois 60610. 312-464-5000. Fax, 312-464-4184. 800-955-3565. 800-262-2350. AMA-association.org. AMA Order Processing. POB 7046. Dover, Delaware 19903. 800-621-8335. AMA-association.org. The AMA Directory of Physicians in the U.S. American Medical Group Association. 1422 Duke Street, Alexandria, Virginia 22314. 703-838-0033. AMGA.org. AMGA Membership Directory, lists 40,000 doctors and 300 member groups. Biography websites. There are Who's Who books at the library, #920-#929, Who's Who Publications.com, that give biographies of the current leaders in various fields in the world. There are also some websites that don't just cover people who are dead but people currently alive and working that might help you get the job you want. For lots of biographies, go to wikipedia.org. Either a lot of people put their own biographies up in the third person, he or she, or their friends do. Search people's names on search engines. Biography goes from #920 to #929 at the library. Who's Who Publications.com. HumanZArchEngine.com. Bios.net. CompanyRichList.com, mail and phone lists of wealthy people. People-finder.i8.com. asu.edu/lib/noble/ip/famous.htm. soar-wbi.de, World Biographical Index. AMillionLives.com, biography. ASCIRT.com, a database about American artists. biblio.2-bs.de/wbi_n. Biography.com. Learn-about-people.com. Biography-center.com. infoplease.com/spot/bhm1.html, African American biographies. OyaAwards.com, Outstanding Americans. Profiles.nlm.nih.gov/bb, Scientists. Publicfigure.com, The Most Famous People. s9.com/biography, Biography Dictionary. who2.com, Biography Resource. worldofbiography.com. xrefer.com, reference search engine, collection of bios. Biography.com. Biography-center.com.